Hey, what's up, everybody? It's B Keeks back with another brand new video. In this video, I'm gonna be reviewing the seventh and for what right now, uh, excuse me, is the final Chucky movie. Um, because the series came out after this. But as you can see, I'm ready. I got my Chucky shirt on. Now we don't have my Chucky shirt on. I got my Chucky pajamas on. So I'm all ready to get into this review. So with that all said and done, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it.
Sometimes it's nice just hanging out on a Friday night.
Alright, so let's talk about Cult of Chucky. Cult of Chucky is probably my number one favorite Chucky movie. Um, I find it to be the best out of them all. Cult of Chucky was released in 2017, just 4 years after Curse of Chucky, and it takes place 4 years after the events of Curse of Chucky. This movie fully brings back Andy Barclay, including Alex Vincent, who played him in the first two films. Now he did come back for Curse of Chucky for like an end credit scene, but he has a little more to do in this movie, and we'll get into that. But he's there at the very beginning of the movie, and we see they've been keeping Chucky's head as a trophy, basically, and like torturing it and everything. And one of the things I always thought was kind of funny about like the first scene in Cold Chucky with Andy on that date was the fact that he was on a date with a redhead.
What about Rachel? Didn't she want to play? Now we'll never know if she's a natural redhead.
You would think being killed, being almost having your body taken over, or almost being killed by a redheaded doll, you might abstain from redheads. But sometimes stuff that scares us end up being our kinks. So I don't know. I guess like, Andy has a thing for redheads because of Chucky. Um, not kink shaming here, but it just he almost got killed by a redheaded doll. I don't know what to think about it. Um, but the main focus is of course on Nika continuing on from Curse. She's being put into basically like a mental hospital called, I can't remember the name. I mean, I just watched it too. I remember the prison she's being transferred from was called Lockmore, but Halligate or something like that. That was the name of the hospital she's being taken to. And Nika meets some interesting characters here. We have one guy called Malcolm, who they call Multiple Malcolm, who when she first meets him, he introduces himself as Michael. And then later on, he introduces himself as Mark. And then later on, he becomes Charles. Basically, as you can see, if I found the clips that I want, um, I'll either have the clips in here for those scenes, or if not, this will just look very horribly edited. So hopefully, I find those clips. As you can see, Malcolm seems to be obsessed with like celebrities. First, he's Michael Phelps. Then he's Mark Zuckerberg, and the actor who played Michael, can't think of his name right now. Don't have it on hand right now. He played the cop that was investigating the priest's death in Curse of Chucky. Um, as y'all may know, Don Mancini, he likes to reuse people and bring people back for like different roles. Another good example would be the Doctor in this movie, and we'll get to him a little bit. I got a lot to say about him. Um, so first, he's Michael Phelps, then he's Mark Zuckerberg, and watching the actor, especially when he was playing Mark, right? Um, he must have watched like The Social Network. You kind of tell he kind of like had Jesse Eisenberg's mannerisms down, and honestly, like I watched the movie. I went and watched the movie before doing this review. I didn't do that for all the movies, I'll be honest, but I did for like Bride and Curse and this movie. Um, but I just noticed that like this time watching around, there's a lot of stuff I noticed watching this time around. So yeah, got some interesting people in this hospital. Now, Dr. Foley, um, who I believe is played by Michael Thuralt. Thuralt, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Um, he also played Lexi's dad in the first season of the Chucky series, and he's currently playing the vice president in the third season right now. So Dr. Foley is trying to help Nika. He's kind of got her to sort of, I guess, realize that she actually killed everybody, and even though we know she didn't, and he's also helping other patients and stuff. Helping. I'm using the word "help" as a very loose term here because Dr. Foley has some very interesting business practices that we'll get into in a little bit. Um, so we have some of the characters we have besides Malcolm. We have Madeline who um killed her baby, and that's why she's there, and she becomes completely attached to Chucky, believing he's her son. And then we have Claire who burned her house down and kind of tries to take care of everybody and doesn't trust Nika, after what she's heard. And then we have Angela, who's an older resident who believes she's a ghost, who Chucky has like one of the most interesting interactions with.
You can see me.
Yeah, I can see you.
Don't be afraid.
What?
I'm not going to hurt you.
You fucking with me?
Yeah, so Chucky, he ends up in the hospital, and his interactions with Angel is probably one of my favorite parts of this like whole movie. And then come to find out that not only is there one Chucky walking around, there's actually two Chuckies walking around. And then a third one that was sent there by Andy. Okay, a third one that was sent by Andy uh shows up while Andy's on his way because he finds out what's going on. Uh, why Perez Hilton reposting stuff about like Chucky on his site is beyond me, but I always thought that was kind of funny. And then so Andy tries to go there to like I guess help in his own way, and he sends a Chucky there that has its whole hair shaved off with like a buzz cut. Now, there's really no explanation given like in the movie as to like why he did that. Um, but you can assume from like um viewership wise, they want us the audience to at least know which Chucky was which. So um we have burnt hand Chucky because they burn the doll's hands at one point to see if it's just a doll, if it's actually alive. We have dirty missing arm Chucky, and then we have buzz cut Chucky. So it was just for us to tell the differences between them. And I love the fact that Don decided to do multiple Chuckies this time around. And I forgot to mention this at the beginning. This episode, I mean, not this episode, this movie was also directed by Don Mancini again. And of course written by him and all that. Um, and he just really upped it more. I feel like with each movie he's gotten better, and like with some of the episodes he's directed, I know he directed the first episode of season 1, and I know he directed episode 4 of season 2. Um, I don't think he directed any of the 4 episodes that came out for season 3, but maybe I could be wrong on that. And if he hasn't, maybe he is going to direct one for the remaining 4 episodes of season 3. We'll just have to wait and see. But he just keeps improving. Really enjoying what he's doing with the series now. Um, so we got multiple Chuckies. We got all this stuff going on at the hospital. Chucky had some very interesting kills here. One of the things that always kind of creeped me out is the whole situation with that woman Madeline and her scene with Chucky towards the end of the movie. It's a very, very creepy scene. Um, Almost like a dark motherly love in that scene. Very, very creepy. Thought they did a great job with that. Um, and so Chucky's, got multiple Chucky's running around, killing people. Nurses are freaking out. Got all this crazy stuff going on. But like, what is Chucky's goal? Okay, what is Chucky's goal here? Um, we know like the first 4 movies from his first 5 movies. Well, I guess you could say like 4.5 since he changed his mind like towards the end of the 5th movie. His goal was to get into a human body so he wasn't stuck in a doll body and for life. And then he gave that up. So Christopher came around. His goal was to get revenge on the Pierce family. You know, um, that's what I always saw it as. But in this movie, we see twice he tries to get Nika to kill somebody, to kill Dr. Foley. And honestly, she had very good reason to because Dr. Foley is he's a creep. He's a creepy doctor. Um, he hypnotizes Nika and you know forces himself on her. We don't see that, but we see him, kiss her forcefully while she's under a hypnotic state. So it's safe to assume that other things were going on, and then he makes her wear some weird stiletto thing. So, guys, if you ever get a therapist and he has a foot fetish, just run away. Just get a new therapist, okay? And if they have a foot fetish and they suggest hypnosis, definitely find a new therapist, okay? Because ain't no good gonna come from that. Yeah, so Chucky, he's trying to get Nika to kill somebody. It doesn't really explain, like, it's not really explained, like, why he's trying to get her to kill somebody. We kind of just assume that's just Chucky being, you know, a little asshole like he always is. And for some reason, he wants Nika to kill somebody. Well, then season 1 of the show came out. And we find out in that season, that Chucky has to get somebody who's innocent, to commit like a violent murder, a violent act, like murder. Um, and then he'll be able to split his souls into multiple dolls. Right now, I don't know what the limit is, but we can see he's split his soul into, I guess you could say four dolls if you count like the head that Ed is keeping. Yeah, but 3 or 4 altogether. And if you get somebody, who's innocent to commit the act, then he can just go into multiple good guy dolls. A little bit crazy to think about, but it's Chucky, so it helps not to think too much about these things. Um, but I never really realized that until I just finished watching it, and now it just all makes sense. Now why? Um, in the show, it made more sense because he was trying to get like a kid to do it. Kids are a little more have more of like innocence to them, even though like these are all teenagers who probably aren't all that innocent. But hey, you know, Nika being an adult, I'm pretty sure she has some very not innocent secrets in her life. But what do I know? It's just one. It's just one of those things I was just thinking about while watching the movie. Um. Anyways, so the interesting comes at the end. This movie really set up a lot of things that we're going to continue on in the series. So Andy shows up. Turns out the doll he sent had a gun hidden inside of it. So he gets himself locked up and ends up getting a hand on the gun because Chucky comes after him. And then Chucky also possesses Nika. This is the first time we've seen like Chucky actually fully possess somebody. Um, we do learn that at some point he possessed Alice, Nika's niece, which apparently ended very badly for Alice. Apparently she was killed in self-defense while she was trying to kill somebody. Well, of course it was Chucky trying to kill somebody. And then so Alice died. And Nika gets that news from Tiffany herself. Very very awkward scene. And Chucky, of course, he possesses Nika, uh, stomps the face off of Dr. Foley, which, he deserved it. Like I said in Curse of Chucky, there's always one character that's, you just hate and you just can't wait to see. Chucky's going to kill his character. And then when he does, it's just like, it's really satisfying. So when Chucky as Nika uh, just stomped his face in, I was just like, you know what? That's brutal, but he but he deserved it. He got killed by the thing he loves most, stilettos. Um, so then Chucky as Nika, he locks Andy up, basically leaves him there. Uh, Meets up with Tiffany, and they drive off the sunset. And only one doll is left. One doll of Chucky that's still alive. Actually, no, yeah. No, actually two. Yeah, yeah. Because when Chucky possessed Nika, he just split his soul to put into her, and that was the one with the burnt hand. And we see that one come back in the series. Um, and then it's kind of safe to assume that the doll that was missing is that tore off its arm and was all dirty. During the Madeline scene. That one, it's safe to assume became the doll that Jake ended up buying at the yard sale. So yeah, this movie sets up a lot of things going into the series. Timeline very confusing. The Chucky timeline is very confusing. But yeah, I think that's all I gotta say about this movie. One of my favorite movies. Um, Love it. Gotta watch it almost every Halloween. And enjoyed it immensely. And it has some great moments in here, especially like towards the end. I love the ending and everything. It's just a great movie. I love it. This one I'm gonna give a 10 out of 10. Anyways, I hope you all enjoy this video. I apologize if I kind of seemed like I was in a rush. Kind of got a headache while I'm filming this, and so I'm just trying to get this done, edit it, and uploaded it, on Halloween night and everything. Anyways, hope you're all having a very safe Halloween. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, leave a comment down below. Let me know what is your favorite Chucky movie. Um, and with all that being said and done, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be it for the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Love you guys.